Hi everybody, this is Neil from BBC Learning English. It's News Review and I'm joined by Georgina. Hi Georgina.
Hi Neil, hi everybody. So today we're looking at the story behind the headlines all about Noah Lyles and how he attempted to beat a 200-metre world record.
It's a great story and you can test yourself on the vocabulary on our website at bbclearningenglish.com. Now let's hear some more about that story from this BBC Radio 1 Newsbeat report.
A pretty spectacular mistake last night left athletics commentator Steve Cram almost lost for words.
Here's Lyles, he's about to finish. That cannot be right. That cannot be right.
Saying the exact same thing.
Yeah, this is the kind of stuff you can't make up. US sprinter Noah Lyles was racing against two other athletes over 200 metres, all in different locations using a special timing system. And he is very fast, but he's not that fast. He crossed the line in a time that would have smashed Usain Bolt's world record, only to find out
He started the wrong start line and ran 185 metres. Make of that what you will.
So he was 15 metres short. It means he technically didn't complete the race. He was moved into third place, so he didn't bag the £8,000 prize either. Not his best day out.
Yeah, so athletics commentator Steve Cram was almost speechless when he thought that Noah Lyles had managed to beat Usain Bolt's 200-metre world record. In fact, he hadn't, because unfortunately he had started the race at the wrong start line. So was in fact 15 metres short of the full 200 metres.
Okay, well that explains why he was so fast. You've been having a look at this story and picking out the vocabulary people need to talk about it. What have you got?
I've got blunder, transpires and mix-up.
Blunder, transpires and mix-up. Let's start with your first headline with that word blunder, please.
So the headline is from Sky News. It is Noah Lyles, sprinter beats Usain Bolt's 200-metre world record before blunder is uncovered.
Blunder, careless or serious mistake.
Yeah, and that's spelled Blunder, and it is a noun. And in this headline, obviously the serious mistake was that Noah Lyles started the race at the wrong point. And we should stress this was not, he had no idea that this had actually happened. So it was, it had serious consequences and made it impossible for him to complete the 200-metre race.
This word is very popular in headlines, isn't it? When we're speaking, normally we're more likely to use the word mistake, aren't we?
Yeah, exactly. I think it's a great word for news headlines because it has such a distinct meaning and everyone knows that it basically means a serious mistake that has consequences.
It's also a verb, isn't it?
It is a verb, yeah. So, and often when it's used as a verb, it's used with around. So to blunder around. And it means when someone's very clumsy. So for example, oh my gosh, have you made any blunders lately, Neil? I certainly have.
Okay, tell us about your blunder, Georgina, so I don't embarrass myself.
Yeah, well, this is very embarrassing. And I have to be honest, I think this may have happened a few times. But very recently, a friend's boyfriend told me about a surprise party that he was giving her. But I didn't really hear the surprise bit. So when I saw my friend, I was like, oh, I'll see you on Saturday at your birthday party. And it was a surprise and she didn't know anything about it. So I made it was a big blunder that I made.
Yeah. And as you said then, you made a blunder. So when we use it as a noun, blunder, and we want to make it into a verb, we say make a blunder.
Yeah, so that's the verb we use with it, to make a blunder.
Great, let's have a summary. Time now for our second headline, please, Georgina.
The second headline is from CNN and it is Noah Lyles breaks 200-metre world record, but then it transpires he only ran 185 metres.
Transpires, becomes apparent.
Yeah, and it's spelled Transpire, and it is a verb. Now, this is used when something becomes clear but later on. So it's when something wasn't known but then it becomes common knowledge. And in this case, Noah Lyle, it became clear that he hadn't started the race at the correct point, which is why he unfortunately couldn't break the world record or in fact complete the 200-metre race. And it is quite formal when it's used, so that's something to be aware of. The last time I heard we used it, Neil, can you remember?
Well, there was a very obvious example. Pretty much the last day we were in the office before lockdown. You brought in a lovely tin of biscuits, didn't you?
Yeah, they were delicious. Actually, I don't know if they were delicious because I didn't get any, but yes.
That's the problem. Nobody knows that they were delicious, apart from one person. Nobody thought that he'd been in, but it did actually transpire that Rob had come into the building and, well, you know, helped himself.
Yeah, he was spotted leaving the building with crumbs of biscuits behind him. Yeah, he said he enjoyed them later. Yeah, so we didn't know who did it in the end.
I'm sure he did look happy. Let's have a summary. If you like stories about sport, we've got a great one for you, haven't we, Georgina?
We do. So it's a news review episode we did a while ago, and it's all about how training for the Premier League was starting again. So take a look at it. Just click on the link below. Okay,
time now for our next headline.
So the next headline is from the Daily Mail. It's quite long, so bear with me. And it is American Noah Lyles smashes Usain Bolt's 200-metre record before being told he had only run 185 metres in a mix-up over using the right starting line, with commentator Steve Cram left laughing in disbelief.
Mix-up, mistake that creates confusion.
Yes, so it's spelled MIX-UP and it's made up of two words. In this case, it has a hyphen between the two words because it is a noun. So it's, for example, it's a mix-up. It's when something confusing happens. And Neil, does this ever happen to you?
Well, you were telling me that you are very kind of precise with certain things. For example, your spices when you're cooking, you have them in a distinct order. Is it alphabetical order?
Yeah, they have to be in alphabetical order. And so basically when I'm cooking, I just reach up, grab the right spice because I know exactly where they are and put it into the recipe I'm cooking. But
so if that order is mixed up, then what happens? It becomes confusing.
Very, very confusing because suddenly I'm about to pour the wrong spice into a dish or a meal I'm making that would make it taste very, very, I wouldn't like to say disgusting, but definitely interesting. So it would be very, and it has happened before actually, it can be very confusing.
Yeah, okay. This can be used as a verb as well.
Yes, it can. So, yeah, and when it's used as a verb, it's not used with a hyphen. So, for example, my friend came round to cook and she mixed up all my spices.
A terrible thing to happen to you, Georgina. You must have felt very mixed up.
Yeah.
Okay, let's have a summary. Time now for a recap of the vocabulary, please, Georgina.
So the first word we looked at was blunder, careless or serious mistake. The second one was transpires, becomes apparent. And the third one was mix up, and it is mistake that creates confusion.
We are all over social media. Look for BBC Learning English, and we also have a free app to download. Stay safe and join us again soon. Goodbye.
Bye.